Neville knows, Neville knows, Neville knows. Oh, what Neville knows, then you will know, because you don't know what Neville knows. Neville knows what you don't know, and so you will know what Neville knows. When what Neville knows, then you will know, because you don't know what Neville knows. Neville knows what you don't know, and so you will know what Neville knows.
Welcome back to Neville Knows. Today we're going to be doing filtration. Now, filtration is not only an air filter, it's all three filters. It's the air filter, fuel filter and oil filter. And the correct operation of these three filters are vital to your car's long life and good performance. You start off with an air filter. You get different types of air filters. You get the round ones like this. You get also different thicknesses and lengths. And you also get the oval type. The filter's configurations keep changing depending on the filter housing. So what we do is, a handy tip is if you go into the branch of AutoZone and you want to buy a filter, each filter is marked and has a number on it. Makes it a lot easier if you just go in and you have your oil filter number and your air filter number and just say to them, listen, this is my car, this is what I need. Because a lot of times the filters look the same, but it might be slightly thicker and you cannot put the lid on the air filter itself, on the housing. Air filters are quite important. To simplify, it's pretty much like having an athlete running a race, but he's got a sock in his mouth. You need to be able to take in air. Much like an engine, it needs to be able to breathe. Now the ratio of a correct operation of an engine, it's 1 kilogram fuel to 14.7 kilograms of air. Now what is this? Is what they call stoichiometric. It's a very technical term, but it's the correct ratio required for an engine to run smoothly and to be able to breathe and give you the performance that you require. Once we've done the air filters, we've got a new kit in, which is called the K&N. Now this is more of a performance kit. This replaces your normal filter housing. It's different sizes, different measurements, and you can bolt it onto your inlet. And this is what you can see by the volume. It gives you a hang of a lot more air intake. These are also serviceable. So what happens when your filter starts getting a bit dirty, you have this kit, which has got two cans inside it. And what you do is you spray it with a cleaning can first. This is the first step. Shows you the cleaning can. Then with a hose pipe with a light spray, just wash out the filter element, leave it to dry. And the other can that's in here is oil. It actually gives it a serviceable sponge that lasts a lot longer. This is the cleaner that you'd use first. And then after that, you'd actually spray the sponge once it's dabbed and dry a little bit with the oil filter oil. If you go to any of the oval tracks or race tracks, you'll notice a lot of guys are using this. And this is because for performance, you need as much air as you can get into the engine as possible. And likewise with your own family car, you need to keep your filter clean. You don't want it to be stubbed or blocked because the car is sluggish. And you'll also notice that your performance is down and you're using a lot more fuel to do the same distance and the same speed. So air filters are quite important. These are available from AutoZone, but on request only. So if you need one, inquire at the branch, and I'm sure we can put it together for you and help you with that. Moving down the engine, now we get to the fuel filters. The fuel filter is basically placed between your fuel tank and your carburetor or the engine bay. Most of them have got directional arrows, as you can see on there. So this one would mount this way, with the fuel tank being here, and your engine and carburetor being over here. The hose pipe feeds through, up into here, comes out to the carburetor. On some vehicles, they even do a backup filter, which is one like this. Fits into a little silver clip, and again, it's got directional arrows. There, I've marked that one for you so you can see clearly. The fuel will come in, be filtered again, and go straight to your carburetor. Keep your needles and seats and all that in the carb free of dirt and grime. Also enhance and give you good performance. The last filter, as we go down the engine, you get to the oil filter. Some vehicles, the oil filters use a cartridge type, which is this normal type of filter. It's a screw-on. They're all the same. Put a little bit of oil in and secure it on, and it's as simple as that. If you have a problem taking these filters off, there are various tools that you can use. There's this type of oil filter remover, which with a ratchet, you put a power bar on there and a ratchet, and it actually grabs the filter and gives it grip to take it off. Then we have the chain type, which you put around like that, and you loosen the filter. So if you don't want to use the silver housing, or you feel it's actually squashing the filter, it's too tight on, then you just use the chain, put that on there, and as you tighten, it will grab and loosen the filter. Then of course we've just brought in the Tommy Hawk, which is now the leather strap. And all this does is you thread the strap around the filter, and with the lever you can take the filter off. You don't need these tools to secure the filter, just merely by hand. You put a little bit of oil with your finger on the rubber seal like that, and just tighten it and give it a bit of a nip. And then you're done. The oil filter should be 100%. With the oil filters, a lot of guys also, they go extended lifetime and they do a filter or they do an oil change and they say, filter was done just the other day, we'll leave it. The amount of rubbish that gets trapped inside these filters, we've actually cut a few open. You cannot believe what comes out of here. So anything that goes into your engine, if it's got dirt in it, it'll get trapped in here. It will only go through the engine once and stop. If this gets clogged or not replaced, the same dirt keeps circulating through, so you can throw a brand new can of oil in, and within the first 2 or 3 days, you're circulating the same rubbish and you've actually wasted the oil change. So oil filters, very important as well. That's about it for filtration, but keep to your mileage. When you get your service levels, go into AutoZone, give them your make and model. They will give you what filters you require. And at the same time, quite a long time ago, there used to be the scenario of you take a can of Castrol or any house brand or whatever, and oil was oil. Engines have become so high-tech now. There's different gradings. There's 20W50s, 14Ws. Make sure that the right oil is for your car. And if your car is quite older, they even have like an old-timers oil for vintage cars or older cars, which the synthetics are different. So be specific, tell them what your car is, and we can give you the right oil. Till next time, from Neville Knows, see you around.
Neville knows, Neville knows, Neville knows. Oh, what Neville knows, then you will know, because you don't know what Neville knows. Neville knows what you don't know, and so you will know what Neville knows. When what Neville knows, then you will know, because you don't know what Neville knows. Neville knows what you don't know, and so you will know what Neville knows.